So I wanted to share this with you guys. I just encountered the most effective healing modality ever created. Let me say that again. The most effective healing modality ever created. This works so well that not only myself, but anyone who does not share this with as many people as they can is doing a major disservice to society. This healing modality can heal you of anything. Let me explain. Most of you know that we vibrate on certain frequency, right? We're always vibrating at a frequency, and it starts at the cellular level. So our cells are always vibrating on a frequency, whether it's a good frequency for us, a healthy frequency, an unhealthy frequency, or anything in between. Our cells are always vibrating at a certain frequency, and that's continuously changing depending on our environment, our stress level, what we're eating, what we're drinking. All of those things factor into the frequency that our cells are vibrating at. Now, when we have long periods of time where we're exposed to stress and toxins, how many times in my videos have I mentioned toxins being the cause of all illness? When we encounter these toxins, the reason that we get sick is because it forces our cells to vibrate at a very low frequency that they're not supposed to be vibrating at. And that brings in illness, mental illness and physical illness. So, what is the quickest way we can heal? Get our cells to vibrate at the frequency they are supposed to vibrate at to be healthy, to protect us against toxins accumulating in our system, which in turn protects us against all illness. When we have an illness, by forcing our cells to vibrate back at the frequency they're supposed to vibrate at, those illnesses have to go away, because those illnesses cannot thrive in the frequency that our cells are supposed to vibrate at. Is this making sense? I hope so. So how do we do this? Well, there are a few different ways. There are different machines we can get and that kind of thing. But I have just discovered the most effective method to get those cells quickly to vibrate at the frequency they're supposed to vibrate, so that all our ailments will disappear and our body and our mind will thrive the way that is supposed to, so that when we are exposed to toxins, whether it's environmental, whether it's heavy metals, whether it's food toxins, liquid toxins, whatever kind of toxin it is, our cells will easily be able to metabolize those toxins and render them basically unavailable to us, right? So the toxins will not affect us any longer. And so the best thing that I've come across, it's called the EE system. It has not been around very long. It's only been around a few years. Now, the technology has been around forever, right? But these particular machines that are at these centers across the country, and I highly recommend that you find a center, and I'll leave a link to the website to where you can find a center near you that has one of these EE systems. Okay, it's a center you'll go to. You'll sit in the EE system, and the amount of time, the amount of you know, how often you go. A little bit depends on kind of what health ailment you're dealing with. But I was just on the phone with somebody that runs one of these centers for probably 2 hours, getting in all the information. I already had the basic information, but now I was able to ask the specific questions that I wanted answered, that I feel, most people would want answered. And I got those questions answered. So now I am very, very well educated on exactly how this system works, how it can help you, what you can expect to experience, all of those different things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link I'm gonna link that website to where you can find a center in your area. You can also do research on this website based on what I'm talking about now. You can do research, find out more kind of how this works. I kind of basically described it, but some people are better at reading, taking information by reading, so you can read it and you'll get all the information that you need. So to say this is a big discovery is the understatement of the century. That's how powerful it is. Now, depending on the center, depends on what the owner of that particular center will charge per session, or per hour, I should say. Most of them charge by the hour, and the session can be anywhere usually between 1 and 4 hours, depending on kind of what you're dealing with. And then they'll usually have packages, and you don't have to do this forever. Now, once you do this, usually for, depending on, again, the severity of your situation, but usually a couple months, 1-2 months maybe, at that point you would just do maintenance. Normally you'd go once a week for say 2 hours on average for 2 months, and then you would do maintenance. So you'd go, once a month usually at that point for a couple hours. And the center that's closest to me is in Gardnerville, Nevada, and that's where I'm going to be going at the end of the month, and I'm going to be doing this myself. And I expect to have dramatic results, just like everybody does. That's the thing about this, is every single person that does this has dramatic results. You can't not have dramatic results unless you are some kind of alien, okay? Because we all have cells. All of our cells in all of us are supposed to vibrate at a specific frequency to keep us healthy and ward off diseases. And this forces your cells to go back to that frequency. So that is, so it has to work. It can't not work. And there's not many things you can say that about. I'm not going to say exactly how much this person charges, but I can tell you it's very, very, very reasonable. So, find a center in your area with the website link that I'm going to put in the description, and, and make sure that as soon as you can afford to do it, and again, it's not that expensive, depending on how many sessions you do, but as soon as you're able, get over to the center nearest to you, get started. This is going to change your life, and I already know all the science behind it. I can already tell you when I do it. I'm going to confirm that, of course, that it has worked for me once I do a few sessions, but I have 100% confidence I will be able to report back that it has made a dramatic difference. Whether you have mental stuff going on, whether you have physical stuff going on, whether you have both going on. And the good thing about this is a lot of these quote unquote machines that you can buy that you can use on yourself for frequency, that kind of thing. Yeah, they're okay, they kind of work, but you have to, a lot of them you have to do different settings depending on what's going on. You have to put it in different parts of the body. You have to make sure it focuses on the part of the body that is the what you need to focus on specifically, or the brain maybe. This particular machine, it's always at the same setting. You go in there, it activates all of your cells, and your body, it will the machine will go to the part of your body or mind that needs healing first. It will direct the energy toward the part of your body or mind that needs healing first, and then it'll direct it to the next part, the next part, the next part. So this is all automatic. You don't have to put it on a certain setting, or the owner's going to set it up for you, but they don't have to put it on a certain setting. It's always on the same setting because it's always working on the entire brain and the entire body. So it's one of these things that sounds too good to be true, but my suspicion is probably going to be granted that it is not too good to be true. Once I try it, and again, I will keep you guys updated. But anyway, I highly, highly recommend you all do this. This will enhance everything else that you're doing, and you won't even have to do most of everything else that you're doing. So as far as certain ways that you're eating, or certain supplements you're taking, or whatever the case may be, detox methods you're using, you will not have to do that anymore, or not nearly as much. And what you do, it's going to greatly enhance it, because when your cells are vibrating at the right frequency, your food is metabolizing correctly, your supplements are metabolizing correctly, right? So all of those things are going to be enhanced. Any other detox method you might be doing is going to have more of an effect, and quicker of an effect while you're doing the EE system. So that's in a nutshell basically how this thing works. So if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will see you